video. So obviously, you know already, fall TBR. Also, you should know by now, I will not be getting to all of these this year. I want to, but I truly just am not capable of it. There's over 40 books on this list, but that's just because I like fall books. And I'm gonna get to as many of them as I can. And I figured it'd be a good way to maybe put some books on your radar if you don't know exactly what you wanna read this fall. I'm here to help. Okay. So let's just go ahead and jump in. Okay, so first, I figured it might be easier to kind of jump in to some of the books that I have on my physical TBR. I don't have a ton, to be honest, because I try and keep my physical TBR small. Otherwise, it would get out of control. And I just don't have the space for that, to be quite honest. So first, this is actually one of the most recent books that I've bought. This is 19 Claws and a Blackbird. I do not know how to pronounce this author's last name, and I will not try. Relatable though. This is the same author that wrote Tender as the Flesh, which Tender as the Flesh is also on my TBR for this fall. But this is a book of short stories. It's got 20 short stories in it, and they're all spooky, and I love that. And I thought that this would just be fun. It would be a different format, and I'm here for it. Oh, good, little blood spatters. Very on brand. It describes this as a collection of 20 brutal, darkly funny short stories. Cool. Sign me up. Also kind of going off of that, I bought this last year. This is Essential Tales and Poems from Edgar Allan Poe. Felt like this was very fall. Haven't read a single one, to be honest with you. But I have my bookmark in it, and I plan to read at least some of these. Okay, the next one. I don't know what it is because I have never had the desire to read this. I couldn't tell you why. But recently, I've realized how much people love Crooked Kingdom, and I guess I just didn't realize that this was the sequel to Six of Crows. So I really want to read the Six of Crows duology. What else is by Leigh Bardugo? Yeah, she wrote Ninth House. I did really like Ninth House, so have high hopes for this. And I just went ahead and got both of them. I don't usually do that, but this was the exception because this is the one that I'm excited about the most. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. Truthfully, this might be my next read. And I would tell you about them, but I don't know anything, and I don't want to know anything. I love going in blind. I really hope this creates an obsession. Okay, next, I've got the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. This one wasn't on my TBR until I heard Mel Reeds talk about it. I love her, and I feel like we have similar book taste, so I trust her. I'll give it a try. And what's convenient about it is my friend Amber, who does have a booktube, and my friend Carly, who does also have a booktube. Oh my god, that scared me so bad. It was my ice machine. But for Amber's birthday, she decided to do a book swap, and this was the book that Carly brought, and I just happened to get it. So I'll let you girls know how I feel about it this fall. Okay, this is another one that I really want to pick up soon. I've been waiting till I get into my little tennis era for this one. Carrie Soto is back. I am all here for the vibes of this one. The only thing that's intimidating me is the font size. But I'm trying not to think about it. This one gives me September, you know, like definitely early fall type of read. All you really need to know about it, AKA all that I know about it to tell you, is it's about tennis and she's making a comeback. Really providing value with that one. Okay, so the last thing that I've got on my physical TBR is this book, and I am not gonna struggle through this title, so I'm just gonna hold it up for you guys. Because the font, to be honest, does confuse my eyes a little bit. Indelible City? I'm gonna assume that's how we say it. This book is a nonfiction, and it goes over the current political climate in Hong Kong, which I do find very interesting. So I wanna read up more about it. It's somewhere that I really wanna visit, and I would just love to know more about it. And my plan was to read it as soon as I bought it, and I didn't. So I'm really hoping to pick this one up super soon. So that's all I got as far as my physical TBR. But now we have my non-physical TBR, which is extensive. All right. So up first, we've got The Last Word, thriller. Someone reads a book, rates it really poorly, and then things start to happen to where she assumes that the author of this book is out to get her. Scary, but also like kind of go off, you know? Okay, then we've got The Vegetarian. All I know about this, cannibalism. I do know this is from the author that wrote Boy Parts, I'm pretty sure. Also don't know about that book, but I do know it's gonna be very eerie writing, is kind of what I've come to gather about this author. I'm having to like skip on my list because, to be honest, I've actually read some of my list so far, which is exciting. So maybe I'll do like a fall recommendations after this, but I've gotta finish Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. The movies are such a comfort to me. I've read 1 through 3. They're over here. And I got stuck on 4. But to be honest, I used to not like the 4th movie because it was the only one that they would show on TV and I was just really sick of it. But now I really like it. So maybe this is my year. Maybe this is my chance to get on it. I guess that one also is technically on my physical TBR. But we're gonna look past that. Okay, next. You guys know I love Junji Ito. I love Junji Ito, if you didn't know. I have to read Gyo so I can have my little set of the 3 in those covers. But I also want to read Black Paradox because this one looks very interesting to me also. If you don't know who Junji Ito is, he's essentially the manga king of horror. And I have read 2 of his so far. And I've yet to come across something that I didn't enjoy reading. But this is only if you like the spooky ones. I still don't even have the first one physically, but I have to read Iron Flame. I loved Fourth Wing. Do I think it was super original? No. Do I think that it was kind of predictable? Yeah. But did I eat it up? Absolutely. It gave me 5-star feelings the whole entire time, and I will not apologize for that. So I will be reading the second book as soon as it comes out. Then we've got The Push. This was also on my last year's fall TBR. Still haven't gotten around to it, but from what I've gathered, it's kind of like a bad seed type of thing. Like the kid is evil, and also how the parent is dealing with that and the lack of connection there, I guess. But also spooky and scary. Maybe. I don't know. Haven't read it yet. But we can only hope. Okay, then I also have written down Tender is the Flesh, which, like I said, it was the first book, the same author that wrote the book that was the short stories. Anyways, cannibalism. I don't support it, but I love to read about it. Then we've got another one. I always put this one on my fall TBR, have yet to read it. Kind of want to wait until I go back to Boston/Salem to read it. But The House of the Seven Gables, this one is a recommendation I got from my parents, but I will give it a try. But it's set in Salem, so. I love the setting. Please, somebody pay for my rent in Boston. I'll move there. Ooh, okay. Then we've got Hellbent. I haven't bought this because I really want the paperback, so I'll probably get it on Kindle because the paperback doesn't come out till January for some reason. The sequel to Ninth House that I was talking about earlier. So another Leigh Bardugo book. Very just dark academia meets fantasy. There's a magic system, but it's also in like a secret society of a university. And I don't think that I've ever tabbed a book so much. So I'm really looking forward to the second one. Okay, next, vague, very vague. Just something V.E. Schwab. One, because I loved The Secret Life of Addie LaRue, or what is it? The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. It doesn't seem like it from that, but I loved that book, 5 stars. But 2, I'm potentially going to a V.E. Schwab book tour, I'm pretty sure it is. So I would love to read more of her books. I just finished the first book in A Darker Shade of Magic, and I probably won't finish that series, but I still have hope that I'm really gonna like some more of her other books that she comes out with. Okay, this I feel, and do not correct me if I'm wrong, because in my heart, this is a classic. This book is a classic. Coraline, I feel like I have to read Coraline. Do I know if this was a book before it was a movie? I have no idea. Probably. I love Coraline so much. I used to hate it and now I make everyone watch it and I will not apologize. Oh, of course, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is a must read by November for obvious reasons. But if you don't understand obvious reasons, I'm pretty sure the movie comes out in November. So have to read it before the movie comes out. I've also heard the audiobook is good. I'm kind of throwing that around, but the paperback did just come out and it's really pretty. This one I'm nervous about. The Stars Are Dying. Because at first I was hearing really good things. I was hearing next Fourth Wing. I said, okay, purchase. But then I heard that people were a little bit let down just because they had those expectations. So I want to go into it, not hyping it up too much, but I do feel like this has potential. What is it about, you say? Essentially, it sounds like Resand from ACOTAR. Let's look it up. These stars are dying. I say it like that in my head every time too. The stars are dying. And I don't know why I'm doing that. I feel like it's coming from a vague reference, but I can't remember what it's from. You're dying. Okay, vampires. There we go. That's all. See ya. No, okay, let's read a little bit more. Okay, no, never mind. That was pretty on the nose. Shadow Wielder and vampires. Divine Rivals. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. Do I know when the next one comes out? No, but it's coming out. I know this one has magic and that part of that magic is a typewriter, and that's all I know. But people are loving this. People are raving about this book, and anything that has to deal with magic is automatically a fall read. Ooh, okay, anything Brandon, I almost called him Brandy Sanderson. Anything Brandy Sanderson, but really anything of his I would love to jump into. Okay, I'm sure you've probably heard about this one, Red Rising. Sci-fi, that's all I know. But yet again, sci-fi also equals fall. I don't remember what this book is. What is this? Oh, duh, Sharp Objects. I would read, what is the other one? Gone Girl? I would read Gone Girl, but I've seen the movie. And I feel like the plot is just so heavily based on plot twists that it wouldn't really be worth it to read it after I already know what's gonna happen. But I would still love to read another book by Gillian Flynn. Gillian Flynn? Why is it a G? Is it Jillian? I don't know. I wanna read Sharp Objects though. Let me tell you what it's about because I haven't read a single synopsis for it. Fresh from a brief stay at a psych hospital. Wait, I don't think she was I think she was maybe visiting a patient and wasn't a patient? It's unclear from the synopsis. Okay, it's been a really long time since she's talked to her family. Ooh, Victorian mansion. Dogged by her own demons, she must unravel the psychological puzzle of her own past if she wants to get the story and survive this homecoming. Okay, cool. Scary. That one sounds more like mystery thriller though, which I'm really in the mood for that. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but I did just see a book written down that I read recently and hated. So I'll spare you from that. Don't worry. Ooh, I've never read the Crave series before. It's giving Twilight. I think it's also vampires. Very similar covers. They're all on Kindle Unlimited. Thought I'd give it a try. Very thick books. Every time I see these in Barnes & Noble, they're very thick books, but that could pay off. Okay, this one is a really new one to the TBR that we're like nearing the bottom. Oh my gosh, I've been talking for so long. Okay, Powerless. This is one that Sarah Caroli is like raving about right now. And I watched it today. She posted a reading vlog and in it, she read Fourth Wing. And then she was like, if you liked Fourth Wing, you would probably love Powerless. And so I said, Bessie girl, say less, I'll buy it. I would like to experience that. And I'll let you know if I feel the same because I really liked Fourth Wing. And then I went and watched some vlogs from Destiny and was influenced to put Dead Romantics and the same author's newest release. I'll put it up here. I'm thinking these can be my palette cleansers. So in between really heavy books, but I still want fall setting things. I'll probably reach for these. Because sometimes you really just get burnt out on stuff. Okay, and then last, I'm kind of saving this for last because I'm reading it right now. King of Battle and Blood. I'm reading this with my friends Amber, Kristen, and Carly. I'm like 9% of the way through this, which is why I'm still counting it as on my TBR, even though I started it already. But right before I started filming this video, I read like another chapter and got so sucked into it. And it's like exactly what I'm wanting from a fantasy romance. It seems like it's gonna be centered a lot more on the romance part. As I'm saying it, I'm second guessing myself. I guess it just depends what your perception of that is. But it really just jumped right in. I mean, I'm on page like 50 and we already know where things are going kind of. So I feel like this is gonna be something that I kind of fly through, which is really exciting because I do have to finish it by the end of the month. Okay, well that's it. That is my extensive list of all of the fall books that I would love to get to at some point. I'm sure that I've missed things though, because I always do. So if there's something you think that I should read this fall, please tell me in the comments. But other than that, I don't know. Have a good day. Bye.